It's Ketchup Packets.
Hey everybody, I'm Sean.
I'm Nate.
And this is Ketchup Packets. Today we're back with another movie. We're watching another patron pick. Today we have a selection from Tyree Harris. We are watching Paths of Glory from 1957. This is another war movie, Nate.
Yes.
We've done a couple war movies on this channel.
Is it World War II? 57.
Yeah, so it's World War II, a lot more recently off of World War II, if that's the conflict it's about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, something that is also very significant and we need to mention, this is a Stanley Kubrick movie.
Really?
One of his very first movies.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I don't I don't think it's the very first one, but it's definitely before he sort of established his major voice. I mean, it's pre-2001, you know, which was the...
Yeah, right.
Like the movie, not
I've
the
seen,
year.
yes, right. Which is a fucking trip.
Yeah,
of a movie.
So I've seen that.
That's a good one.
I've seen The Shining, and I've seen Eyes Wide Shut, and I like them all quite a lot. I don't think I've seen any other Kubrick movies though.
All of those. I can't think of any other ones that I've seen.
I know Full Metal Jacket. Everyone speaks very highly of. That's about Vietnam.
I feel like that's somewhere deep in my subconscious.
Oh yeah, you've seen it?
Maybe I've seen it when I was like younger. Yeah.
I see. Well, maybe that'd be in the future of this channel. But today we're watching Paths of Glory. This is from 57. I think it's in black and white.
Okay.
But it might not be. I don't know. I don't know anything about what to expect other than a war movie. So it's going to be hardcore.
War movies. Guys in fatigues with guns shooting each other. War movies, especially serious ones, as this one has the sort of vibe of being, these make me upset.
Yeah, but I'm curious to see what one that's made so much earlier is like, you know? Like, we have seen some modern war movies on this channel, but nothing this old.
Yeah, that's true.
How is the depiction different? Is it more sanitized? Is it, I don't really know what, I mean, I know Kubrick definitely likes to depict things in a bold way. So, A Clockwork Orange. I've seen that too.
Oh, God, yeah.
I left that off.
That's,
yes.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
That's a hard, because I was reminded by depict things in a bold way. You know?
Yes, right.
So,
oh, God, dude, that movie's
So, but again, this is early him, so I really... Oh, Dr. Strangelove as well. God, he's made a lot of good movies. Stanley Kubrick is a good director.
Yeah.
Hot take on
really
Ketchup Packets. Should we watch Paths of Glory?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. We have a Patreon. The link is down there. You can pick movies and vote in polls and all that good stuff. Full-length reactions. Check it out. Thanks. Like and subscribe. I am a robot.
If you want to. Kirk Douglas. Why does that name ring a bell?
Because he's a very old actor. He was the father of Michael Douglas.
Okay.
An actor who you will know.
Yep.
Successful attacks were measured in hundreds of yards and paid for in lives by hundreds of thousands.
God, can you imagine?
War is such a horrible human condition, and we are so lucky to have been spared from it so completely in this time period and location.
In this location specifically.
Right, that's what I mean.
Paul, I have formal orders to take the anthill no later than the 10th, that's the day after tomorrow.
That comes pretty close to being ridiculous, don't you think?
I don't imagine I'd be here if I really thought that.
Just don't have any context.
Yeah.
The anthill.
My division was cut to pieces.
It's a spot they need.
Yeah, I guess so.
Talk around headquarters is that you are being considered for the 12th Corps.
The 12th Corps?
Yes, and with that another star.
No, up for a promotion?
Those men know that I would never let them down.
That goes without saying.
The life of one of those soldiers means more to me than all the stars and decorations and honors in France.
So,
He's protesting a lot.
Yes, he sure is.
well, Paul, I don't want to push you into it if you think it's ill-advised.
Don't worry, George. You couldn't do that if you tried.
It's a little bit of
Of course, artillery would make enormous.
what's it called when you say something that's the opposite of what you want in order to reverse psychology, it seems like.
Yeah.
We can do it.
He's like, oh, well, if you don't think you can do it, like, I totally understand. He's like, oh, wait, I didn't say that.
When do you say you see this coming off?
No later than the day after tomorrow.
We just might do it.
Okay, so there's a mission he doesn't think is doable, but it can get him a promotion if he gets his guys to do it. So he's going to make them try.
These men's lives are extremely important to him, except for if you call him a chicken.
Is this World War I? trenches make me think of World War One.
Yeah.
Hello there, soldier. Ready to kill more Germans?
Yes, sir.
The helmet looks kind of like World War One too, maybe.
Well, carry on, Private, and good luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, this does feel...
It
very
feels like
World War One,
1917, specifically, the movie.
Is everything all right, soldier?
All right. Yes, sir, I'm all right.
Oh, boy. Shell
Are you
shocked.
married, soldier?
Me married?
Yes, have you got a wife?
A wife?
Yeah. 1,000-yard stare.
I think his identity's been wiped out. Yeah.
My wife. Yes, I have a wife. I'm never going to see her again.
Oh.
Get a grip on yourself. You're acting like a coward.
I am a coward, sir.
Fire, soldier! Sergeant, I want you to arrange for the immediate transfer of this baby out of my regiment. I won't have other brave men contaminated by him. Yes, sir. Carry on, Sergeant.
How about you go
Both-
first,
yeah,
buddy?
Both those guys are like...
You are right, sir.
Bob's been through a lot, man.
Yeah.
Get out down the line.
Who knows what that guy saw?
Yeah.
I imagine you'd like to look around, wouldn't you?
Yes, Colonel.
Well, here's something to see. The anthill. About as good a view as you can get without actually being there.
Okay, so here's the spot they're supposed to take. So this guy, he has a reputation
Oh,
with the other brass as like the fighting general, but looking around here, he doesn't seem like he really is like in the shit.
No,
you know,
yeah,
he just
you're
hangs out around here.
He has the respect already. He doesn't need to actually do anything. Just yell at people who are traumatized. Tell them to get out of here.
Yeah.
Colonel, your regiment is going to take the anthill tomorrow.
You know the condition of my men, sir.
Naturally, men are going to have to be killed. Possibly a lot.
Oh, naturally.
It's all bullets.
Yeah, this general is
Impossible for others to get through.
some psychopath energy going on. Which isn't always bad in war, but just sort of complete disregard for the well-being of
yeah.
anyone. Yeah.
Let's say another 25%.
This guy, on the other hand, doesn't like this at all.
General, you're saying that more than half my men will be killed.
Yes, it's a terrible price to pay.
How many men do you think that is?
But we will have.
I don't know, but yeah, he's just being like, yeah, what we
Yep,
gotta
well,
do.
It's the cost of war. Cost of doing business.
Obviously, I won't die, but many of you.
I've given you one impossible task after another. You need rest. You need a badly.
And he's like, I'll drag you up out of here, man. You don't have to be a part of this.
Naturally, I don't want to relieve you, but I must have your enthusiastic support. Not once have you said that your men can take the anthill.
Because
Well,
you even said they couldn't do
Yeah,
it.
right. 40% of them can take it, but the other 60% is going to die.
We'll take the anthill.
See, there's a lot of reverse psychology going on here. It's like, would you call me a chicken?
German wire, machine gun posts, identification of bodies. There'll only be the three of us, and we're to avoid a fight if we can. We go
The
out to
nests
left,
would
we
be
come
so
back to
scary.
6
Yeah.
right.
The sergeant says every 5 minutes is too much. He says it's certain to draw artillery.
Quite a strategist, this sergeant. That's his name.
I don't know, sir.
I can't think of a real environment that's closer to how I envisioned the idea of hell than World War One trenches.
Yeah.
Just narrow, horrible hallways and little rooms. You know?
Yep. And then, like, just by standing, like, it's trench foot, like, all kinds of disease, rats, just putrefaction, like, yeah, bad news.
We went to school together before the war. He thinks I don't have enough respect for him. He's right.
You gentlemen are ready?
Yeah, and, like, under all the fire and everything else,
Everything there.
just dudes running in and building these. Just digging the trenches, and, like, putting up the wood,
Machine guns pointing
you know, and all the sandbags, and it's crazy, man. And, like, just poking your head up for a second is so dangerous. They're doing this at night.
It's amazing how much construction you can get done with large groups of people who have no choice.
Yeah, right. Oh, man, and the razor wire. Well, it wasn't razor wire back then. It was just barbed wire, but still, just... Look at that.
Just gotta crawl
It's-
across.
That's hell, man.
John, move out and look that over. We'll cover you. Split up the night patrol. Move out, Lejeune.
Now he's just gone. You can't see him.
Yeah.
Hope he comes back.
Yeah.
Flares up.
What is that? Is it a person or just a flare?
That's just a flare. They have a little parachute attached to them.
Oh,
I
yeah?
always wondered how they were able to burn white phosphorus without starting the parachute on fire. It's interesting.
I don't like this. Let's get out of here.
We haven't given him enough time.
Right. It's just like, if he's not coming back, we should go. But
Yeah.
he might be coming back.
If we wait any longer, they'll get us too.
We've got to wait for him.
Yeah, how do you make
Yeah.
that calculation?
Right. He comes back and he's like, guys.
You can't get it wrong.
Where is he?
And who's that? Oh my god. Your friend's in there.
Whoa. What the hell? They just have revolvers.
Yeah, they don't have rifles. I can imagine they're trying to be like sneaky.
He's got a revolver and a sword, right?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of sword is that?
Short sword. He blew up his friend.
Sure did. And he's just chilling.
Well,
Surprised, Lieutenant?
yes, I am. Happily surprised. I thought you'd been killed.
You didn't wait around to find out, did you, Lieutenant?
Oh, yeah.
Here, what do you mean?
I mean, you ran like a rabbit after you killed Lejeune,
Killed Lejeune? What are you talking about?
endangering the lives of your men through recklessness, drunk on duty, wanton murder of one of your own men. And
Yeah, dude. Would you send your guy in and throw a grenade in there? Seriously, man.
Just because he thought maybe something was happening? Yeah.
Yeah.
Charges against an officer?
It's a coward.
It's my word against yours, you know. And whose word do you think they're gonna believe?
I wonder how much bullshit like this happened. Like, you know. it's
All
like,
the time, man.
well, I'm an
Every
officer.
human institution is full of this kind of stuff.
That'll end the matter once and for
killed
all.
Lejeune, you know that, don't you?
I'm
You threw a
sorry, it
grenade
was
and
an
killed him.
accident. I'd give anything in the world if it hadn't happened, and that's the truth. Honestly, I know you don't like
Give anything in the world. How about your freedom?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Everything go well? No, sir. Private Lejeune was killed.
How'd it happen?
It's all right here in the report, sir.
Well, let's have it.
Oh, it isn't quite finished yet, sir. That's all, Corporal. You did a good night's work. Should feel very proud of yourself. Go get some sleep.
Ooh.
That's that chain of command
Yeah.
shit. You can't just say to him, be like, hey, he killed him.
Yeah.
Machine gun fire, sir. He coughed. Almost got us all killed.
Finish that report and get it to my dugout immediately.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Dude.
quite efficient way to make us hate this guy's guts.
Mm-hmm.
What's weather supposed to be like tomorrow, sir?
Too good. No chance of rain or fog.
The forecast is for sun all day.
Oh, well, so much for sneaking up.
Yeah. That sucks.
Well, General Moreau, who, by the way, will be personally observing the attack, has promised us support from the 72nd by sundown tomorrow, which means, of course, that we'll have to hold all day.
Jeez.
I'm sure you'll come through as you always do. Let's get some sleep.
If it's like a high point in the area, it's immensely valuable.
Yep, right. And it's fortified. So.
Look at Bernard. He panics when it comes to gas. But gas doesn't bother me a bit. He's seen photos of gas cases. Doesn't mean anything to me.
Dude. Gas is not cool, man.
There's a reason after this
yeah.
war, they were like, that's against the rules.
Yeah.
That's against the rules during kill everybody time.
Blow them up, burn them, shoot them up, whatever. No gas.
Yeah.
And besides, if it's death that you're really afraid of, why should you care about what it is that kills you?
You're too smart for me, Professor. All I know is
He's trying to convince them, like, hey, just, accept it.
He's spinning out in his own head, and that guy is there. So,
Yeah.
these are his own thoughts. And someone else is in the same situation.
Yeah,
So he's like, I can do it to you.
Yes. Oh, man, just the existential dread. It's like, I'm not going.
It's deafening, too. you know?
Yeah, dude.
I mean, you say you had the thought of like, I'm not going, but it's a chance. And if you refuse, they just kill you right here. You know? So it's like...
Well, I don't know if they kill you. You're imprisoned for, like, you're dishonorably I don't know.
I think
you think they
it's-
just?
I don't know if they shoot you dead right on the spot, but I'm pretty sure that it's like a death sentence for refusing to go fight. You know.
Damned either way.
If it weren't, you wouldn't. People would
right.
refuse if it was anything less than we'll kill you for not going. You know.
That's what the training's for. I
Yeah.
guess, is to scare the fear out of you.
Yeah.
Condition your brain to just do it anyway. It's gotta be. I can't possibly fathom it. I can't imagine it. Oh,
Let's go.
yeah.
All right. Just charge.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
the idea being they can't stop every single one of us,
Yep.
but a good portion of us are here just to be the ones who take a hit.
Yep. And we don't know who that's gonna be.
Yeah.
Might be you, might be me.
What's that sound?
It's the whistle.
No, there's like a metal, like. I mean, maybe some of it's just sound design.
Oh yeah, I'm
too.
sure it is.
In a theater, I imagine the sequence is just deafening. You know, just meant to be how they're experiencing it, of just
Yeah.
cacophony.
It's just chaos. Jeez. To even ask people to, like, the bombs are still falling, but we're going out anyway.
How do you make
seems-
any guarantee that any of the people in charge make it across? Like, how is
I
it not
think-
just a bunch of random people on the other side? You know?
We've watched a couple of other war movies, and that does end up being a problem.
Yeah.
You know, in Saving Private Ryan, that was kind of there was an issue where they were like, who's in charge? And they couldn't really, like,
Yeah.
decide for a minute.
Miserable cowards! They're not advancing! The barrage is getting away from them! They're still in the trenches!
Oh my god.
I hate this guy.
Order the 75s to commence firing on our own positions. Captain, do you fail to comprehend the
Wait,
meaning of my...
what did he just say?
No, sir, but I respectfully ask the
Captain, do you fail to comprehend...
That's an unlawful order.
Yeah.
No way.
Batteries 1 and 2 commence firing on coordinates 32, 58.
That's so fucked, dude.
To make his own people run? What, because they haven't gone yet?
General, the battery commander reports those are our own positions. He says it must be a mistake.
Confirm the order, Captain.
Yes, sir.
That's...
Jesus.
The order is confirmed.
Battery commander respectfully reports he cannot execute such an order unless it is in writing and signed by the...
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
dude.
doing that from a phone call.
Battery commander respectfully reports he cannot execute such an order unless it is in writing and signed by the general.
Give me that phone.
Yes, sir.
I would say the same thing to him
Yeah.
over the phone, you know?
Be like, and even if it's in writing, respectfully, I'm not murdering those men.
With all respect, you have no right to order me to shoot down my own men. That's your
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
dude.
no right.
Absolutely
That's right.
not.
You'll be in front of a firing squad tomorrow morning, that's where you'll be. Hand over your command and report yourself under arrest to my headquarters.
No. At that point,
Yeah.
he just gave him a command after he told him he was under firing squad. Absolutely not.
Chiricochet, why are your men still in here?
Impossible, sir. Major Vignon is dead.
Get these men out of the trenches!
Yeah, he knows what's gonna happen. He's like, they gotta go. So it's this stupid lieutenant that's not going yet?
Yep.
Like every time football casual. All right, let's give it another try. Come on. Give it
So he went back and now he's going out again?
Yep.
And man, balls of steel. Oh, this guy's... They're running back.
Yeah.
Impossible, sir. All of them are falling back. Sir?
This is a stupid idea in the first place.
Yeah, but that guy up top was like, we gotta get it done. I don't care that you say it's impossible.
Yeah.
Have them sent to the Chateau de l'Aigle. Have Colonel Dax report to my headquarters. Major Kudak, assemble a general court martial. Have it ready to meet at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Everybody's court-martialed?
Won't face German bullets, they'll face French ones.
My god.
Wow. Hardcore.
Your troops refused to attack.
Our troops did attack, sir, but they could make no headway.
Because they didn't try, Colonel. I saw it myself.
They didn't try.
Men
Yeah.
in the trenches.
A third of my men were pinned down because the fire was so intense.
Don't quibble over fractions, Colonel. The fact
Don't
remains that
quibble
the
about
Imperial men never
fractions.
left their own
How about
trenches.
people?
Yeah.
This is not a trial, but it does bear certain aspects of one. And Colonel Dax technically is cast in the role of the...
This is all your fault.
Yeah.
My only aim is to remind you of the heroism these men have shown on
Yeah, show
Yeah,
some
dude.
respect. A bunch of people gave their lives today.
Don't you see, sir? They're not cowards, so if some of them didn't leave the trenches, it must have been because it was impossible.
They were ordered to attack.
Yeah, what's the point of them just getting out of the trenches just to die immediately?
The men to decide when an order is possible or
These
not.
weren't even, like, German bullets wasted. You know? It's like,
Yeah.
the bombs were falling anyway.
All we want to do is to set an example.
Oh, well, if it's an example you want, then take me.
Take you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's an example. The logical choice is the officer most responsible for the attack.
So Scarface buddy here.
Well, Colonel, I think you're overwrought. This is not a question of officers.
Oh, I see. The officers are immune from
Suppose we just
Any-
make it a dozen.
repercussions for their shitty
100
actions.
men. Now we're down to 12. All. Let's not haggle over this thing anymore.
Scaring your soldiers is a horrible way to make them fight for you.
Yeah, kind of makes them go, hey, you know what? Let's fucking kill that guy.
Yeah.
Have the company commanders select one man from each company in the first wave. 3 in all. The court-martial will meet at the chateau at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Will that be convenient for you, General?
Well, I won't be there, Paul.
You won't be there.
No, I think it best that you handle this matter on your own.
Oh, wow.
I'd like to be appointed counsel for the accused.
I'll take the matter into consideration.
Oh, we can prevent that every Paul, of course.
Oh, so was it going to be a trial movie? And a war movie?
Yeah. I think the guy on the right thinks this whole thing is ridiculous. I hope so.
Won't have time.
What do you mean? It was his idea.
Don't deny it, Paul.
Not the movement in the first place, but the whole court-martialing and the killing hit their own men to set an example and stuff.
Between now and 3 o'clock.
Of course, Colonel.
Or maybe he's just so blissfully disconnected from all of this that he just like is like, oh yeah, sure, whatever.
Let's be sensible about this.
Sensible, sir?
Listen to me, Dax. Without this fancy talk with me, understand? Colonel Goulart seems to think you're funny.
So, does he really think he can bring him around to his side on
Is
this?
that an order?
Colonel Dax, when this mess is cleaned up, I'll break you. I'll find an excuse and I'll break through the ranks. I'll ruin you.
Let's be sensible about this.
Showing such little loyalty to your commanding officer. That's all, Colonel.
Oh,
Wow.
god damn, dude.
You've all got to understand that the reason you were picked is immaterial. Whatever the reason, you're on trial for your lives.
Right.
When you answer questions, look the judges in the eye, don't whine, plead, or make speeches. That's my job. Simple statements, short, but make them so
That's
they
good
can
advice.
follow the room. Now, we haven't much time. The court-martial begins in about an hour, and I've got notes to look at. Good luck.
Thanks.
Where have I seen that guy? That's somebody.
On the right?
And then the middle one.
The middle one? Yeah, the point these guys have to make is not about what they specifically did. It's like why their whole regiment didn't like do what they were supposed to do or whatever. And they're going to be speaking out against the commanding officers who gave them the orders in the first place. It's
Yeah.
like this was impossible. We were all going to die in no man's land and not achieve our goal.
Call the accused, Private Farrell.
Mr. President.
Will the prosecutor question the witnesses without even reading the indictment?
Please don't take up the court's time with technicalities.
No.
Excuse me?
Lengthy. There's no point in reading it.
I mean, I guess the, number one, this is not the United States. Number
Yeah, this
two,
is
it's a
not the United
military
States.
tribunal and not a civilian trial.
Yeah.
The attack on the ant hill. Proceed, Mr. Prosecutor.
Call the accused, Private Farrell.
So we probably should make no comment about the nature of the proceedings.
Yeah, it sucks. I'll make a comment about it. Stupid.
But we can't comment on what's improper
No.
or
Yes, true that.
How far did you advance?
To about the middle of no man's land, sir.
Then what did you do?
I saw that me and
I
Maya,
didn't ask
sir.
you what you saw. The court has no concern with your...
Yep.
Yeah.
It's playing bad cop for a second, I think.
No, that's the prosecutor.
Question was...
Oh, it is. Yeah, you're right.
You retreated.
Yes, sir.
That's all. The accused may return to his... Just a minute. Mr. President, like to question the witness, if I may.
That's really their disposition is really that's all there is to it.
Yep.
You know, it's like we understand that this is a deadly scenario. You're supposed to keep going.
You found yourself in the middle of no man's land alone with Private Meyer.
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you attack the anthill saying land?
That's the question right there. It's like, what was I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Why did you storm the anthill alone?
Just me and Meyer. You're kidding, sir.
Yes, I'm kidding, Private Farrell. Thank you. That's all.
I don't
That's-
see the point of this line of questioning.
Well, I'm attempting to indicate, sir, the utter absurdity of
Yeah.
the line of questioning used by the prosecutor.
Mr. Prosecutor,
So you freely admit, Private Farrell, that you retreated.
Yes, sir. Me and Meyer both. I knew.
But you're saying they were supposed to attack it alone.
Right.
Come on back.
That's all. The accused may return to his seat.
Yeah, dude.
From his perspective, it's like we were attacking as a group. We got killed.
Yeah, exactly. My survival does not mean that any different things would have happened.
We
I
still
would have been
lost,
killed too,
yeah.
yeah.
You mean to tell me that you didn't advance any further than our wire?
Well, I advanced as far as I could.
All these guys wearing medals, talking shit to the dudes who
Yeah.
were actually doing it.
Did you urge your fellow soldiers forward?
Most of them were dead or wounded before they got 3 steps beyond the trenches.
Right.
The question.
I didn't urge them on. No, sir.
How far they got is sort of a moot point when the bombs are coming from above. Mm-hmm. You know?
It's
Like there's no foxhole to like hide in if the bombs are coming down on top of you.
Is it true that you've been designated a coward simply and purely because you drew a slip of paper marked X?
Yes, sir.
I don't see that that's significant.
Of course you don't.
With the court's permission, I'll read citations for bravery that he's already earned on 2 occasions. First, citations in the orders in the Army for bravery.
Immaterial, Colonel. The accused is not being tried for his former bravery, but...
God damn.
Medals, I know.
Well, can he go home then for his former bravery?
you can't introduce any evidence that might make us let him off.
Call the next accused. If you're through, Colonel.
Fuck, man.
They just
Jesus.
have no respect for the defense at all. They're like, why are you defending them? I've totally seen that guy somewhere. I'm gonna look it up after, I think.
Why didn't you leave the trenches?
Major Vignon was shot. He fell back on top of me, sir, and knocked me cold.
And were you lying unconscious in the trenches during the entire attack?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yeah.
be executed for that?
I physically was incapable of leaving the trenches.
Is to that?
No, sir, I guess everybody was too busy to notice me. And there were so many others lying dead anyway.
But you have no witnesses.
No, sir.
Fuck.
I only have a rather large cut on my head, sir.
That could have been self-inflicted.
Let's get some witnesses
Jesus.
to the general telling the artillery to fire on his own men. Does
right.
that
I think
factor in at all?
That's going to probably be factoring in here. I don't think this is... I think everything we've seen before the trial is about to be, like, the points of the trial here.
Hope.
You're going to put the system on trial.
And I submit that attack was a stain on the flag of France. A blot on the honor of every man, woman, and child in the French nation.
I agree. It was a really stupid idea.
Yeah.
Whoever ordered it should probably be court-martialed.
I ask this court to find the accused guilty
And I love how this guy seems like he really has, like,
and impose the penalty.
he's got a nut out for these guys. He really wants to see him get shot for some reason. He's, like, never met them before in his life. You know, he's
Well,
like...
everybody with the medals on is just working to prove why they should have more medals.
Right, yeah,
you know?
right.
It's impossible for me to summarize the case for the defense since the court never allowed me a reasonable opportunity to present my case.
Are you protesting the authenticity of this court?
Yes.
Are you even involved?
Yeah, dude, shut up.
There has never been a written indictment of charges made against the defendants. And lastly, I protest against the fact that no stenographic records of this trial have been kept.
Yeah, right. What point are you even going to make by killing these guys? Like, what?
Just let
What-
the word spread among
yeah,
the men that
I
they were
guess,
killed is all they
yeah.
care about.
To find these men guilty would be a crime. To haunt each of you to the day you die.
These guys don't seem like they lose a lot of sleep. overmuch, but whatever.
This is a more noble time where you could actually move people with a speech like this.
Yeah.
You know?
Execution will take place at 7 o'clock, according to the verdict of the court-martial. Attention! Dismiss!
Unbelievable they're gonna execute these guys.
Dude.
But I guess the idea that they're trying to engender in the other people, even if you're in a deadly battle situation, don't try to run back because you'll just be meeting death there too. You know?
Supposed to be our last meal.
I get.
Which I guess in World War One, like that's almost kind of
what you
the
need to
point
do.
you have to make. Yeah.
See that cockroach? Tomorrow morning we'll be dead and it'll be alive. It'll have more contact with my wife and child.
Kill the cockroach.
Yeah. Prevent that.
It'll be alive.
There you go.
Now you got the edge on him.
Yep. There you go. I see what he's meaning, though.
Yep.
There are very trivial things currently ongoing that are going to outlive me.
Yep.
Yeah.
God is always ready to listen to your prayers.
All right, Father. Will you please hear my confession now?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Back in my hometown, there was a certain little cafe with an amusing sign over the bar. It read, "Do not be afraid to ask for credit, for our way of refusing is very polite."
Come on, Arno, sit on your drum.
Harris, and you, get out of here with your sanctimonious pat answers. What are you hanging around for, to torture us?
No, to help you with all
Yes, I mean, I get.
No power.
He's trying to offer whatever solace he can,
Yeah,
you know?
but I understand this guy's too is just like, your God isn't gonna save us.
Right,
you
yeah,
know?
I understand his reaction,
Don't
but
take a
the
swing at
priest
him,
is
you know?
not worthy of your
No,
anger. It's
no.
not his fault. He's trying to help.
Yep. There you go.
Wow.
Father, get a doctor quick.
Oh, Jesus.
A doctor?
Yeah, tensions are high in there.
He's going to be executed in the morning.
Gotta make sure they're nice and healthy before they're broken.
That should keep him quiet long enough.
That's Princess Bride.
If he's still alive in the morning, pinch his cheeks a couple of times before you take him out on the field.
Jesus.
Open his eyes. The general wants him to be conscious.
God.
The general,
feel like
he needs a cactus up his backside.
Yes, he sure does. If I heard somebody say that to me, I'd just be like, did he say that? Did he say that?
Like you say, somebody had to be picked.
Oh, that was quite a problem, sir.
Yes, I have the same kind of problem. I have to pick someone to be in charge of the firing squad tomorrow.
Oh, boy, what a problem.
Yeah, it's...
Me? Sir?
Yes, you.
Oh, he's putting him on the firing squad.
Oh.
Well, it's just that I've never been in charge of a firing squad before, sir.
First time for everything?
Yep.
Walk forward and put a bullet through each man's head.
Sir,
You don't mind, do you?
Wow.
I'd be excused from this duty.
Request denied.
Yep.
You got the job. It's all yours.
It's your problem now.
You can tell by how cavalier he was when discussing that he had to choose people to be executed. That wasn't weighing on him at all. Then,
Yeah, right.
It's like, let's show you the gravity of what we're doing here. This is a very Stanley Kubrick scene, though. Yeah, you can. This whole movie is so like proto Kubrick. You know,
really
it's
is,
not
yeah.
fully his fleshed out style yet, but you can see it in there, like this. Totally, the walking back and forth between all these dancers.
Yeah. It's got that young Kubrick smell.
I must admit that, judging from the casualties, the efforts of your regiment must have been considerable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point.
Colonel Dax, we think we're doing a good job running the war.
That's
You must
not
remember
nice.
The fact that the general staff is subject to all kinds
We've
of
investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing. Yeah.
Perhaps it was an error of judgment on our part. On the other hand, if your men had been a little more daring, they might have taken it. Who knows? In any case,
If you'd been in the front, maybe we would have taken it.
there are few things more fundamentally encouraging and stimulating than seeing someone else die.
I never thought of that, sir.
Well, you see, Colonel, troops are like
Jesus
children.
Christ.
Just as a child wants his father to be firm, troops crave discipline.
I see.
And one way to maintain discipline is
Comparing them to children.
Yeah.
These are grown men he's asked to kill people. Maybe not even all of them are grown men, but he still asked them to kill people.
Well, by the way, sir, if you heard that General Moreau ordered his own battery commander, Captain Rousseau,
Here we go.
Open fire on his own positions during the attack.
You said what?
Rousseau refused without an order in writing, but again he was ordered, and again he refused. All in front of witnesses.
Do you
yeah.
believe this fantastic story?
Here are copies of the sworn statements from all the principals involved.
Haha, there we go.
boy.
Came with receipts.
The general, in a tantrum over the failure of an impossible attack, orders his artillery to fire on his own men. Now, the same officer, on the same day, orders a court-martial in which 3 of his men are sentenced to be shot.
Yeah,
Sounds
he
like
just
a
wants to
loose
kill us.
cannon. Yeah.
What do your newspapers and your politicians do with that?
Exactly.
Colonel Dex, are you trying to blackmail me?
And this is when you say, "Sir, those aren't the only copies, and the other ones are in a secret location, and someone else knows where they are."
But his attempt to murder 3 innocent men to protect his own reputation will be prevented by the general's staff.
He's offering him the other
Yep.
general as the fall guy. Come on, take it.
Yeah, dude.
We both know he's a
You
psycho.
pardon me, Colonel Dex. I've been rude to my guests too long.
He's got the papers.
Yep.
Well, that's the last ditch effort, I guess.
Whoops.
Did what you can do. They got the stretcher for the unconscious guy.
Can you imagine how pissed? I'd be so pissed to find out, like, oh, my last day of life was spent unconscious. So I got too drunk and was running my mouth.
Yeah, they gotta send so many dudes because they know that they would try to fight, you know?
Yep.
It just occurred to me, funny thing, I haven't had one sexual thought since the court-martial. It's pretty extraordinary, isn't it?
Oh, God.
Oh,
Act like a man.
No, dude.
man.
In Paris,
This is how a man acts when he's gonna be killed.
Yeah.
dignitaries, newspapermen out there. You've got a wife and family. How do you want to be remembered?
God damn, dude.
Yeah.
Many of us will be joining you before this war's over.
I don't care, I want to die.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, let's get busy. You and Farrell, take your coats off.
Damn, dude.
Just hang around here.
And so, like, a body fell on him and he was unconscious for the whole battle.
Yeah,
And then
he
you wake
just-
up afterwards and they're like, we're gonna execute you because you're a coward.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
They're gonna get saved at the last minute by the
Oh,
blackmail,
boy.
or is it gonna be too late?
I think this is a movie about injustice.
We do not question the will of God, my son.
I feel like it's not really Kubrick's style to then bail them out at the very last second with someone
Yeah.
going, "Wait, stop the execution!"
And that line that Kirk Douglas said during the trial, ashamed to be a member of the human race. You
Yep.
know, watching stuff like this really does
Yeah.
engender that feeling in me. Mm-hmm. We're all just gonna come stand in a line for this, you
Yep.
know?
All these people are complicit, and they know that if they do anything about it, they're next. You know, all these soldiers watching their fellow soldiers just get marched down here.
I would say a
For cowardice.
majority of the individuals of them don't want it to happen, but
Yeah,
the system
absolutely,
has a
yep.
power that prevents them from acting. It's crazy.
The Post. And the only thing anyone will know about these dudes is that they were cowards and ran.
Exactly,
And they were
yeah.
executed for being cowards.
Well, we got woken up just in time.
Oh shit, you wake up and it's like, oh!
It's going.
Having been found guilty of cowardice in the face of the enemy, are to be executed by rifle fire immediately, in accordance with the judgment of the military court-martial.
Well,
That was the prosecutor, right?
Yeah, he's not so smug
yeah.
now.
Yeah, you gotta think about his mentality during, like, the trial. Just being like, nice, I made my case perfectly. And then he has to stand there and go, oh shit, I made my case perfectly.
Yeah. Would you take the blindfold?
I don't know. Sure. Would you?
I really don't. I feel like my reaction to a situation like this would be to fully not cooperate, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I would thrash about and try to prevent them from tying me to the pole and like all that.
Trying to run away.
Yeah, any outcome is better than allowing this to proceed. You know.
Yeah. I think I would take the blindfold under the idea that, like, I'm not gonna allow them to stare me in the face under these conditions.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd want to stare them in the face, though. I'd want to have my eyes boring into them, you know?
Ready? Aim!
Oh.
I'm awfully glad
Wow.
you're there, George.
Shit.
This sort of thing is always...
Yeah.
And that's it.
But this one had a kind of splendor to it, don't you think? I have never seen an
Splendor.
affair handled any better. The men died wonderfully. There's always that chance that one of them will do something that will leave everyone with a bad taste. This time you couldn't ask for better.
Yeah, none of them, like, shit themselves or, like, yelled out anything or, you know.
Cursed us for being evil.
Come in, Colonel. Come in and sit down. Oh, Colonel Dax. Your men died very well.
Ugh.
Oh, my God.
Eat shit, sir.
Mm-hmm.
It's been brought to my attention that you ordered your artillery to fire on your own men during the attack on the anthill.
I did what?
Yeah.
Colonel Dax, I've always known that you were a disloyal officer.
You snitched on me.
Anything so low.
It's disloyalty.
I'm certain that you'll come through it all right.
I'll come through what?
There'll have to be an inquiry.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want them out too much. Those things never do. The public forgets.
Public?
You've got to have the right to clear your name. You cannot allow such violent insinuations against your character.
Haha. Well, that's...
You're making me the goat. The only completely innocent man in this whole affair.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I hate this guy so much.
The most innocent man who ever lived.
Colonel Dax, how would you like General Miro's job?
Is what, sir?
His job.
Oh, man, this guy.
Come, Colonel Dax, don't overdo the surprise. You've been after the job from the start. We all know that, my boy.
It's like, no, I want to go home.
He thinks the colonel's a climber like they all are.
Sir, would you like me to suggest what you can do with that promotion?
Colonel Dax! You will apologize at once or I shall be placed under arrest.
I apologize, sir, for not telling you sooner that you're a degenerate, sadistic old man. And you can go to hell before I apologize to you
Yeah.
never again.
Hell
This
yeah.
does feel good, though.
You really did want to save those men. And you were not angling for Miro's command.
No.
You're an idealist.
You know, the metal objects on this desk look pretty fucking heavy.
I know, yeah.
You bring charges against General Miro, so I insist that he answer them. Wherein have I done wrong?
Because you don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah, because you cooked up this whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Dude.
Well, the name of this movie is certainly, like, backhanded.
Yeah, right. Uh-oh.
What in the world is this now? What? Is that
She's German.
just a real German girl? Oh no.
A little pearl washed ashore by the tide of war.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Sag den Herrschaften guten Tag. As a matter of fact, she has absolutely no talent at all. Except that is, well, maybe a little, natural talent.
Oh my god.
Why are they putting this on the end here?
Yeah.
Just to make us really feel horrible? Where did she really come from? She's got tears on her face. She's like a hostage here? She's like...
Yeah.
So this is a room full of cowards.
Yeah, dude.
Talking about people executed for cowardice. How about these guys? Are they actually seeing her humanity now?
Yes, I think so. France and Germany are neighbors?
Yes.
Yeah, so like, even though they speak different languages, there's probably a lot of overlap, you know?
Yeah.
It's like...
Very, very
like,
similar
you know,
peoples.
Yeah, I mean, I speak Canadian.
Yeah.
Sir? Yes, sir. I want us to move back to the front immediately.
Fuck. Seriously?
Yes, sir.
Well, yeah. Don't get to just be done.
Yeah, this is just a blip.
Wow.
Holy shit, man.
Really something. I feel like that last scene was really in there as kind of a thesis statement about the movie, about sort of the switch there from them, like the madness of crowds kind of having overtaken them when the girls first brought out, versus them actually flipping back into being individual human beings who could recognize one another's humanity,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And that was kind of all about what this movie was talking about, was about the systems and the larger crowd and its wants and rules and stuff versus the individual people inside it.
The psychopathic machine that just barrels forward, but then, like, the little bits of humanity that shine through, and then even that's not enough to, like, change the course of it, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, those are still soldiers. They're still gonna go kill Germans, like, later on.
Yeah.
But there's maybe just that moment of realization of, like, this is all bad.
I would argue that girl's probably still not safe either. But
No,
there is a
not by
moment
a
while
long
she's
shot,
singing
yeah.
there that everyone has recognized her humanity, but that'll probably go away before that room is cleared.
And I think our immediate assumption, like, when that scene started, is something really horrible is about to happen.
Yeah, and I think that's still a safe assumption. That,
I think that's what we were supposed to feel. And then, like, it subverted our expectations, whereas, honestly, the rest of the movie kind of didn't for me.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, well, except for the expectation from, like, you know, like, you always expect something to shine through and for the ending to be, like, the good guy, the righteousness wins in the end.
Particularly older movies sort of had that. I mean, I don't know exactly the timing on all this stuff, but the Hays Code was like the first set of rules about movies, you know? In like an earlier version of what we now have as the rating system with the different categories. But the Hays Code was just like, here's rules that apply to all movies, stuff you can't show, general kind of things. And I think that there was a rule about how, like, crime doesn't pay. Like, you're not allowed to show criminals getting rewarded for what they're doing. And so, I don't know. It just seems like for reasons like that, you kind of expect a movie, particularly from this era, to have more of a happy ending, a more of like what you as the audience recognize as the good or the right thing to be the outcome that happens. But this movie did not steer us to that. And, you know, even after setting up a way for it to be, you know, like a lesser movie would have had that dirt on the general actually prevent the executions. But this movie was like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, you kind of had a situation where it was like hopeless to begin with, and then we kept getting fed like, oh, well, you know, their lawyer's making good points, but then, like, you know, the judges didn't care. And they're like, oh, well, but the general was a shithead.
And a traitor.
A traitor, but, you know, ultimately it didn't really matter.
Maybe you can jam him up with that afterwards, but
yeah, exactly.
That was all
but,
they
you know,
did,
the three guys that we followed for, I would say, like, this movie kind of had, like, a few different sections. There was, like, the battle, and then the trial, and then the waiting for the execution.
Yeah.
Kind of, like, as its whole narrative, but it wasn't really... It was a war movie, but it was more of a military movie. It was
it was like a war movie and a court movie smashed together.
Yeah. It was very interesting, and it's like I will never speak ill of, like, people in the military, but, like, war just breeds horrible shit.
I mean, as a phenomenon, it just rots everything in contact with it. Absolutely.
And I think part of what this movie is called, Paths of Glory. Paths of Glory, and it seemed like what we were mostly seeing was the people who had the glory, all the medals on, like you kept kind of saying, were like the worst of the worst.
Exactly.
And the most heartless and soulless ones who were able to do the most horrible things.
Exactly. The first word of the title too, Paths of Glory, and about, you know, that ending part with the higher up general saying, well, now you can take his job. You planned so carefully for this, you know, like just the mentality of like, in order to get to those high levels in these organizations requires people to do so much like scheming and calculating with other people's lives. And, you know, like that's what the general with the scar on his face was all about. I had to have this execution go forward because that's what will reflect best on me about doing everything that I was able to do to get this attack to succeed, you know?
Right, and the throwing people under the bus, his own soldiers under the bus, willing to kill them all, even though he knew that, you know, the conversation that they had in the beginning was like well, that's like a fool's errand. And it's like, well, if you don't think you can do it, I can go find somebody who can. And he was like, wait, I can do it.
Right.
And he knew right away that it was pretty much an impossible task. But he had to at least show the higher-ups that he was willing to sacrifice everybody to make it happen.
Once he got told, well, trying this as hard as you can is your way to move up the ladder, that's all he cared about. And that's, I think, what that guy was assuming Kirk Douglas was doing as well. It's like, wait a minute, so you really just believed the things you were saying? You weren't scheming?
Yeah, right. yeah. And like you were willing to, he thought that his move to kind of throw the general under the bus in terms of his command to bomb his own soldiers was a power move. When it's like, no,
you
I'm
saw that
trying
as an
to prove to
opportunity.
you that it wasn't these guys' fault.
He's trying to kill our own guys. He wants to execute them because he already wanted to kill them.
Yeah. And it's just, man, wild. Like, it's rare too. Like, I feel like I haven't seen a firing squad scene in a movie actually come to fruition. Like, maybe I can't think of a movie where the guys got shot.
The
by
men
a
all
firing
crumpled,
squad.
you know? Like, how do you do that on camera convincingly as an actor? I don't understand how they just, like, let everything in their body go limp at the same time. That's gotta be hard. You're like, your instincts won't let you do that.
Yeah, right.
That was
Very
disturbingly
intense,
shot.
yeah.
But again, we talked about Kubrick being kind of, you know, he will depict stuff in a very frank way and this definitely held his signature as a filmmaker. I could see the promise that he possessed even at this time.
Yeah.
And I really think Full Metal Jacket has got to be on our horizon.
All right.
I mean, I know that's a very well-regarded Kubrick movie about the total insanity that was the Vietnam War. And so I expect that movie will be pretty hardcore. I think R. Lee Ermey, do you know that actor? You definitely know him. You might not know him by name. The drill sergeant from that movie and from many things. And he's the voice of the army soldiers in Toy Story and stuff like that.
Oh, sure, guy, yeah.
Right,
Is that I Love the Smell of Napalm in the Morning?
No, that's from Apocalypse Now.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
R. Lee Ermey is the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket, but I do know that in that movie he was like a real drill sergeant that they hired to come like help the actors get into soldier condition, and then they put him in the movie because he was so he's good at yelling at people.
He has got that voice. He's got the perfect drill sergeant voice.
Yeah. There's also a great comedy called Saving Silverman that he's in. I recommend that movie. Anybody, if you've seen Saving Silverman, leave a comment. I don't know. The audience for this is probably older than the audience for that.
Also, this is a different genre.
Yeah. I think that maybe is about it for Paths of Glory. Do you have more to say there?
Knowing pretty much nothing about this movie, I made one prediction at the beginning, and I was correct.
What was that?
I am upset now.
Yeah. It is definitely...
I feel bad. It did what it was meant to do.
Not a good feeling movie, but definitely very well done and gives you lots to think. I will be thinking about this movie for days.
Big time.
Definitely.
Big time.
About the questions it raised.
Kudos to Kubrick. You got a good life ahead of you, buddy.
And thank you, Tyree Harris, for asking us to watch this movie. We really appreciate the suggestion. Yep. And thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Until next time, I'm Sean.
I'm Nate.
This is Ketchup Packets.